Every journey towards wisdom begins with a question. In the heart of 19th century Russia, a noble-born writer would embark on such a quest, not through the grand ballrooms of Moscow or the political circles of St. Petersburg, but through the depths of his own despair. Leo Tolstoy, known to many as the author of War and Peace, was haunted by a question that would transform him from a celebrated novelist into something far more profound. This isn't just another story about a great writer's life. It's about a man's relentless pursuit to uncover the very meaning of our existence. In a world increasingly driven by material progress and scientific advancement, Tolstoy's spiritual crisis might seem distant or irrelevant. Yet, if we fail to understand his insights about life's fundamental questions, we risk perpetuating the same cycle of emptiness and despair that plagues modern society. His journey from privileged aristocrat to spiritual seeker wasn't merely a personal transformation. It was a warning about the hollowness of a life lived without understanding its true purpose. Born in 1828 at the Yasnaya Polyana estate, Tolstoy emerged from a world of aristocratic privilege and intellectual stimulation. His early life, though marked by the loss of both parents, was shaped by the rich cultural environment of his ancestral home. The vast Russian countryside, with its serene landscapes and complex social hierarchies, provided fertile ground for his developing consciousness. His aunt, who became his guardian, ensured he received an education befitting his noble status, introducing him to literature, philosophy, and the arts. During his youth, Russia was experiencing a period of profound transformation, caught between its traditional roots and the modernizing influences from Western Europe. This tension between old and new, tradition and progress, would later become a central theme in both his literary works and philosophical thoughts. The young Tolstoy, much like his contemporaries, found himself navigating a society in flux, observing the stark contrasts between the opulent lives of the nobility and the harsh realities faced by the peasant class. His early adulthood was characterized by a search for meaning through conventional paths: military service, social status, and literary acclaim. Yet even as he achieved unprecedented success in Russian literary circles, a growing awareness of life's fundamental questions began to take root. The stark realities of war, witnessed during his military service, and his observations of social inequality planted the seeds of what would later become his profound spiritual and philosophical quest. In 1879, at the height of his literary success, Tolstoy began experiencing what he would later describe as a profound spiritual crisis. His reputation as a novelist had reached international acclaim, yet he found himself increasingly troubled by existential questions that neither his Orthodox Christian upbringing nor his rational education could answer. Like Zapfy's observation of human consciousness as a burden, Tolstoy found that his heightened awareness of mortality and life's apparent meaninglessness became almost unbearable. During this period, he devoted himself intensely to studying religious texts, philosophical works, and spiritual teachings from various traditions. His search wasn't merely academic, it was a desperate attempt to find purpose in existence. This quest led him to develop a unique philosophical perspective that challenged both the orthodox religious establishment and the emerging materialistic worldview of his time. His conclusion, much like Zapfy's analysis of human coping mechanisms, identified the futility of societal distractions and conventional anchors. However, unlike Zapfy's pessimistic conclusion, Tolstoy found his answer in a radical reinterpretation of Christian teachings, stripped of mysticism and focused on practical ethics and universal love. He believed that true meaning could be found not in intellectual understanding or religious dogma, but in living according to moral principles and serving others. This radical interpretation of life's meaning manifested in three key concepts that defined Tolstoy's philosophical legacy. First, he proposed that true happiness comes through simple living and rejecting artificial societal constructs, a principle he attempted to embody by renouncing his wealth and adopting a peasant lifestyle. Second, he developed the concept of non-resistance to evil through violence, which would later influence figures like Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. Third, he advocated for a return to basic moral truths found in all major religions, stripped of their institutional trappings. What truth lies beneath the complexities we build around our lives? Can simplicity truly be the answer to humanity's deepest questions? That's all for today. Goodbye. See you soon.